right, hello everyone. My name is Aaron. I am from Math Education. Let's see, we're all doing something slightly different for our presentation, so I think I'm going to mix it up by I'm actually going to make you do some math. That's the groan I was expecting, so I'm fully prepared for that. So I'm going to be talking about our minor in mathematics education. So this minor was designed to be for anyone. So whether you're a current education major or whether you have a budding interest in education, but you might not be an education major, whether you might be from College of Engineering, a CAS student, it was designed to be whether your last math class was a college calculus class or your last math class was a high school algebra class. It's designed to get people interested in mathematics, tell them about the current state of math in the United States, the current double state of math in the United States. It's an opportunity for undergraduate students across the university, no matter what your major is, to explore an interest in the teaching and learning of math. The minor offers courses that introduce you to the teaching profession, improves your problem-solving ability, and provides you with opportunities to actually work with students at elementary, middle, or high school. So no matter what your interest might be, we have ways of engaging you with those students. Students completing the minor will develop an understanding of the issues impacting mathematics education, as well as specialized knowledge for the subject areas that you'll be teaching. So in this program, there's sort of two pathways through it. There's a core set of 4 classes that students take. There's ME 200, an Introduction to Mathematics Education, and ME 201, Methods for Tutoring Math Students, which is a nice new course. An SED ME 363, which is a problem-solving course, so it covers all subject areas, but it looks at, how do we solve problems in mathematics. It's a really cool thing. It's for elementary, it's for middle school, it's for high school. We look at problem-solving throughout the grade levels. And the last one, all the courses that everyone takes, is Equitable Pedagogies and STEM Education. So it's looking at teaching diverse learners throughout STEM. So you might potentially be taking with science or engineers, math students as well. Then depending on your interest, there's sort of 2 ways of completing this minor. One way is with an elementary focus, and so you'd be taking 2 content courses, our ME 503, which focuses on number and operation, or ME 504, which focuses on algebra, geometry, and statistics. If anyone over in CAS took MA 107, 108, those are comparable courses, and those would actually count for this program. If you were focusing on the secondary, your 2 content courses would be ME 360, which is the Mathematics for Teaching Algebra course, and ME 559, which is the Mathematics for Teaching Geometry course. So those are sort of the 2 pathways through this. And I want to spend the next couple moments talking about these first 2 classes, because they're sort of the core overview classes. And before I talk about them, I'm going to make you do your first math problem. So I want you to do a little thought experiment right now. You start with 2 gallons. You've got a gallon of oil and a gallon of vinegar. Okay? You take 1 cup of the oil, dump it into the vinegar, mix it all up. Now you take 1 cup of that vinegar mixture, dump it back into the oil, mix it all up. Here's the question. Is the oil more vinegary, or is the vinegar more oily? Has the oil been more contaminated by the vinegar, or has the vinegar been more contaminated by the oil? And if so, if one over the other, by how much? And how do you know? Does anything? I'll save, I think I'll save the answer for Q&A time, so if you want to come around and get the answer. But does anyone want to make a conjecture right now? Just throw out. Yes?
The side with the vinegar?
Yep, we first dump the oil into vinegar, mix it, then vinegar back into the oil.
Okay, when you dump the oil into the vinegar, it was pure oil, but when you're dumping the mixture in, you're dumping some of the oil back. So then it would be more oil in vinegar than the other.
Okay, so going this way, it was pure contamination, and this way it wasn't a pure contamination. Okay, so this should be more contaminated than this should. Sort of thinking the similar way? Okay, we can see a Q&A time if how accurate that is, the thinking. You might be perfectly accurate, you might not be. Intrigue. But to tell you a little bit about this course, ME 200 is an introduction to mathematics education. So again, we're assuming that anyone could be taking this course, engineers, math students, or actually elementary education students. So in ME 200, you will learn the truth behind how the US compares to countries on math achievement tests, analyze videos of students learning and doing math, and beginning exploring some of the complexities of being a mathematics teacher. I know you often sometimes hear about, oh, the US ranks 27th or 39th among all the different countries in math, how terrible we're doing. Or if you're like me, your Facebook news feed is blowing up about the Common Core is terrible, and here's exactly everything that's wrong with it, and we need to do away, and blah, blah, blah. But if you don't have the experience, it's kind of hard to contextualize. Like, is this actually a panic that we should be thinking about right now? If it is a panic, in what ways is it a panic? So we'll be talking about those kinds of issues, but also looking at how do we work with students, what are our goals in the mathematics classroom, what are trends in mathematics that are currently going on, and some of the complexities about being a math teacher. So this is sort of the first course. It's designed hopefully to be near the beginning of the minor, but it doesn't have to be at the beginning of the minor, but it's sort of the overview. And I want to talk about the second course right now, and that means our second math problem. So I want you to imagine you wrap a string around the equator of the Earth, pull it tight. Now you want to lift that string up a foot off the ground, all the way around the Earth. You need some extra string, right? Because it was pulled tight before, now you want to expand it. About how much extra string do you need? Because we're going all the way around the Earth with this. Someone says 2 feet.
2 feet.
So you got a conjecture of 2 feet. Any other thoughts? So we're going from all the way around the Earth to now a foot extra around the Earth. All the way up and around. How much extra string do we need?
Professor Salinas.
Any thought? Does everyone feel confident that the answer is around 2 feet? Do some people think more, some people think less?
More.
More.
More?
Sometimes.
How much more? A lot more, a little more?
A lot more.
A lot more? Any thoughts? So I'll actually give you the answer to this one, and if you come around during Q&A, we can explain why it is. So the answer, you need about 6 feet.
I was pretty close.
You were pretty close. You were pretty darn close. But yeah, you actually only need about 6 feet. Here's the interesting thing though, which is really cool. If you wrap a string around a basketball, and you want to make that string stick 1 foot off the basketball, you need 6 feet of string. If you wrap a string around the sun, and you want to expand it 1 foot out from the sun, you need about 6 feet of string. Oh, there's something there. So that's another thing. Those were 2 problems from the problem-solving course. So what does it mean to solve problems and think mathematically? But this course right here, this is actually one that I'm really excited about. This is methods for tutoring math students. So many of us work with students. We might actually earn some extra income on the side working with students. And math is a subject that definitely people need tutors for. So this course is actually designed to help us think, how do we work with students? How do we understand student thinking? How do we elicit student thinking? And try and better understand where a student currently is so we can help them get them to be where they need to be. So this course teaches techniques for diagnosing these difficulties, provides you with strategies for helping students improve their mathematical understanding and performance. So those are the 2, I'll go back a slide. So those are these first 2 courses, Introduction to Math Education, Methods for Tutoring Math Students. Those problems you heard me were that you engage with were from a problem-solving course, but we also have equitable pedagogies. Also, one thing I will mention, with the tutoring math students, depending on your interest, if it's elementary focus or secondary focus, we'll pair you with a student that's either an elementary student or middle school student or secondary student, depending on whatever you want. And then you would take 2 content courses, either the elementary or secondary focus. I think we will save questions for the end, and I'll save explanations and answers for the end as well. But other than that,